welcome to Divine Love Tarot readings on YouTube. Okay, welcome back, guys. From my subscribers, yes, I know I was gone for a while. Okay, it was just 1 month of readings. I just missed January, but I know it was a while because I posted December's kind of early. But yes, I'm back. All right, I did take some time off just because I was tired. Okay, I'll be honest about that. And when I say tired, I mean um my energy was kind of low. And while I could create readings just to put a reading up, I don't really want to give you something that's coming from a place of low energy. Okay, so I took a little time to kind of regroup and set my focus and my intentions for this year for the channel and how I want to grow it, because there's different things that I would like to do. One of those things that I have done is started a Patron community for this channel. So there's 3 different tiers. A lot of people have been asking how they can support the channel, and other than like sending PayPal payments, I felt like this was a better option, because then, I could provide you with some type of exclusive content, so I wanted to start a community for those of you that are, really into this channel, and want more content from me, a little bit more of a personalized experience, because I do enjoy that. I do enjoy the personalized readings that I give, the email communications, the checking up, the following up, letting me know how things are working out. I love that part of the reading. So you'll be able to donate, and also with those donations, every month I'll be offering a random reading to one of the donators. Okay, so you could wind up with a personalized Celtic cross reading for yourself. Also, I'm doing extended readings now for each sign. So I'm going to do the readings as I normally do with the 10-card spread. And then the extended reading will include the clarifiers and any sign association, any astrology that I might want to connect to the reading, the extra parts. Because towards the end, some of my readings were getting up into like the 45-minute range. That's a little bit long for YouTube. And I mean, that's a little bit longer than some of the personalized readings that I do. Okay, so in order to just kind of, keep things a little bit consistent, the readings will be straightforward. Okay, of course, I'm still going to, put my stories together and give you that experience, because I'm not just going to give you, a dry or a dry reading and get out of here. But for those of you who want more detail and want that extra time, because a lot of people don't, it's like 50-50. A lot of people come in, they want a basic, straightforward reading. They don't really care for the extras that I sometimes add to it. So if you do enjoy that, then you'll have the opportunity, if you want to purchase the extended reading for your particular sign. And then I also have a special on Patron, where if you want all the signs, I give it at a heavily discounted price option. So I have another tier. So I have 3 tiers. I have, one that's just the basic pledge, whatever you decide. And with that comes okay, let's reel this in. Okay, tier level 1, okay, is a pledge donation of whatever amount you decide, and with that donation of $5 or more, okay, you will receive the extended monthly reading for your sign, and also be entered into the random drawing to receive the monthly reading. The next tier is a $20 tier, and with that, you receive access to all the extended readings. So if you're one of those people that likes to cross-watch for people in your life, if you want access to your sun, your moon, your rising, then you'll have access to all those readings. Plus, I might put some, other content up on Patreon. So whatever I decide to share there, you'll be part of that community. And then I have a 3rd tier option, which is a $100 donation. And with that, you receive 2-hour guidance phone call with me. You also receive your own monthly reading, guaranteed, and you receive access to the extended readings. Now, with that 2-hour phone reading, you can break that up into 30-minute sessions if you want, 15-minute sessions, whatever it is, but you'll get 2 hours of phone time with me, plus a reading, plus access to the extended. So that's pretty good because all those separately would be a lot more than $100. So I give you those options, and that's limited to a certain amount of people. That's not a, free for all. So I think I'm narrowing that down to about 15 people. If you're interested in that, that option is available. And, from there we can just see where the community goes. So I'm excited about that. I want to be, you know, I do this because, of course, I enjoy doing the readings, but I like to help. I like to help wherever I can. And if my readings can give you some type of insight, or some type of assistance or guidance into your situation, then, I'm grateful to be able to be here to provide that to you. Okay, so the links to everything are down below. Also on my sites where you can purchase the readings, I have now options for extended readings. So if you just want the one extended reading, you can go ahead and purchase that on my site, and then I'll send you the reading. Okay, so without any further ado, let me go ahead and get into your monthly reading. Once again, I appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting from the channel. I appreciate everybody who reached out to me when I was gone. I missed you guys too, and I'm just looking forward for great things in 2018. All right, guys, let's get this reading started. Hey there, Capricorn. Let's go ahead and get into your February 2018 love reading. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I think I said that in my message, but if not, then I want to say thank you. So the first card I'm going to draw for this reading is going to represent your present energy. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, this can indicate a person, okay? And if so, this person may be someone who's younger than you, someone who wants to move fast, okay? So they swoop in, okay? The Knight of Swords is also known as sort of like the knight in shining armor, right? He's the one that rescues the damsel in distress. So this person can move quickly. If not younger than you, they could be slightly immature. Okay, this person, they like to play mind games. They're a little bit self-absorbed. All right, so the Knight of Swords, he's a tricky character because even in the upright, he tends to be a little bit egotistical. So like if you reject him, he's one of those people that I'm saying he because of the card, but one of those people who whatever, they insult you because you don't accept their advances or you're not going along with what they want. So if it's not a person, it could just indicate a whirlwind romance, okay? So same concept, except it's not a person, it's the situation. It's a romance that's happening really quickly, really suddenly, and you're just feeling kind of swept off your feet. Okay, if that's not the case, it can also indicate that as in a relationship, as a couple, it's like you guys have fought through any obstacles to make things work. Okay, so it's like you guys are on a positive path of working things out and making things work. All right, now crossing that energy is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like for some of my Capricorns, you might have come a long way with a person, but you're at a point where you are evaluating if this situation is something that you want to put any more time or effort into. All right, the Seven of Pentacles can represent frustration. It's you questioning, the security of the situation. You're just not sure if you want to put more effort into this, okay? And so you're contemplating now. This man, he's contemplating his harvest. He's looking at what's there. He's not really tending to it, okay? He's not putting any effort or energy into it right now because he is frustrated that perhaps whatever is harvested is not as much as the effort that he's put into it, or he's not seeing the fruits of his labor, basically. So in this relationship issue, I feel like you're at a point where you're like, wow, is there any more that I'm going to put into the situation? Now, for my singles, I feel like there's a situation where you feel like you're not sure why you're still single, right? You're like, why am I still single? What's going on? And there may be someone who is in your environment that wants to, that's approaching you rather quickly. But I think, you just might be uncertain if this is the direction that you want to go in your love life right now. Okay. So you're just contemplating, like, am I going to give this situation a chance? Do I want to date? Do I want to get back out there? You're not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for your past energy. And we have the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, so with the High Priestess in reverse, this can indicate a time where you just weren't following your intuition. All right, and for the last question, why am I still single? For some, that might be the answer. Okay, that you haven't really gotten in tune with yourself. You're not in harmony internally, so you're not picking up the messages when you're in a relationship or when you're in a situation, when you meet in person, if that person is right for you, if they're not right for you, those type of things. So that can be part of it. Another indicator with the High Priestess in reverse is that it's possible affair. Okay, at the very least, it could have been a time where you were just attractive to a lot of people. You might have had a lot of attention on you. This can also indicate that there was some possible sexual addiction or sexual obsession with a particular person. Okay, so if you are in a relationship, okay, and any of those factors were an issue in the past, here you are in the future, you've come a long way, right? You basically have fought to get to where you are right now, and you're like, oh, I'm tired. Okay, I'm not sure what I want to do. So we move on to the future energy for this reading, and we got the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so that's good because the Ace of Pentacles is saying that there is a grounded romance for you in the future. Okay, this potential romance has a good foundation, or at least a very physical foundation, okay? But it is something that has a possibility to be stable because it is grounded, because it is a pentacle, okay? If you are already in a relationship, this just indicates that you may possibly take that relationship to the next level. Things are going good in your relationship. When you see the Ace of Pentacles, that means physically and even financially, you guys are succeeding and successful as a couple, okay? Moving on from the future energy, we move into the what you want position, and we've got the Sun card. Okay, so that can be taken in two different ways. With the Sun card, the Sun sheds a light on everything. Okay, so for some of my Capricorns, you want basically everything to be out in the open, right? You want to be able to know everything that's going on. If there were issues in the relationship in the past, you want that to be known, right? You want to be able to have insight into everything that's going on in your situation. For others, this can indicate that you may want a little bit of freedom, okay? The Sun card is a positive card, but in the context of relationships, sometimes it can indicate that either you want space or as a couple, you guys need a little bit of space. And if it is a point where you are contemplating whether you want to put any more effort into this relationship, then you might need some space apart to do that, okay? You might need some time apart so that you can see, you know what, this is what it's like to be away from this person. Is this what I want, or is this not what I want? Okay. Another message that the Sun card can indicate is fading of misunderstandings. Okay, you want the fading of misunderstandings. You want to get past all of this negativity. Okay, you want to get past it. You want to move into a more positive space within your love life and within the relationship. Some of you want a child, okay? And so this Ace of Pentacles can also indicate that's a possibility. You might actually want an actual son, okay? What am I missing? Am I missing anything? Nope, think we've got that. Positivity, misunderstandings, everything out in the open. You just want a more positive direction in your love life and your relationship, okay? Now let's go ahead and move on to the internal factor for this reading. And that is the Ten of Wands in the reverse. All right, so I can understand why you want the Sun card, because right now you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. You're feeling overburdened, okay? I can understand the Seven of Pentacles because you're at a point where you're like, I feel like I've done enough, okay? You feel like you're the one who's doing all the work in the relationship, and maybe that might be the case. Maybe you are dealing with someone who has the personality of the Knight of Swords, okay? And if this person is immature, if this person is a little bit, reckless with their speech, they're a little bit difficult to deal with at times. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit more grounded, this may not particularly be the person who can give that to you. Okay, and compound that with any issues that you might have possibly had with this person in the past, then right now you're at a point where you're like, you know what, I really don't think that this is the direction that I want to go in. This is not the person that's going to get me to this Ace of Pentacles here, or even the Sun. It's like you don't feel like this person is who you want to have a future with, or you're just really not sure. But for sure, you're absolutely tired, okay? And you're ready to lay it all out. The Ten of Wands, you're ready to put these wands down. So you're ready to lay everything out on the table, all right? Everything that's happened in the past, you're ready to put it out there, all right? For my singles, it's like you're done with being single. You're tired of being single. You're tired of, failed relationships. You're tired of, things that start and look promising and then they just don't pan out. All right, so you're just at that point where you are feeling a little bit of frustration, my single Capricorns, because you're just like, look, what is it that I'm doing? I feel like I'm doing a lot, but I'm not accomplishing anything. I'm putting a lot of effort into relationships that are not right for me, okay? So let's move on to the advice then for this reading. And we get the Fool card. And if I'm not mistaken, Capricorn, let me look at what your snapshot for the year. Yes, the snapshot, and I don't know if you guys have seen that video, but I'll put a link to it. I pulled 2 cards for each sign that represents your snapshot, theme, or challenges for 2018. And for Capricorn, your year is about the Nine of Cups and the Fool, okay? The Fool represents new beginnings, fresh starts, being happy, living in the moment. So that is your advice for this reading, okay? The Fool card is like, look, if you want to be in this relationship, if you want to make it work, do that. If you don't want to be in this relationship, don't be in it, okay? End it, move on, go out and look for what it is that you want. Go out and be available to receive what it is that you want, okay? Start over if you have to. If you need to start over in this particular relationship, you may need to cut everything down back to basics and start again with a more stable foundation with this person, all right? Especially if this person is the Knight of Swords. For some, it's just about rethinking outdated ideals, okay? Maybe you've always thought that relationships have to be a certain way, or maybe you've always been attracted to a certain type of person, and that hasn't been working for you. So now it's time to open yourself up to a world of options, right? Other than this narrow-minded view that you have been carrying with you from the past, all right? So now from the Fool, we move on to your external factors. So this is what's going on in your outside environment. And we've got the Four of Cups. So for my relationships, my Capricorns that are in relationships, your partner may be also a little bit bored with this situation. This represents someone who might feel rejected. Okay, this can indicate maybe a possible even breakup. So maybe, with this Sun card and this need for space, maybe you guys are taking a little bit of space from each other right now, and maybe that person feels rejected because of it. If not, they are feeling kind of bored in the situation. So I think it may be a combination of maybe, they don't put enough effort in, okay? They're one of those, especially if this person is the Knight of Swords, they're expecting you to kind of like entertain them, right? They come in, they swoop you up, but you have to keep the Knight of Swords' attention, okay? He's not committed and stable like the Knight of Pentacles, okay? He's not as romantic and loving as the Knight of Cups, and he's not as passionate as the Knight of Wands, okay? But the Knight of Wands and I think the Knight of Wands is probably the least reliable as far as commitment is concerned. I think the Knight of Swords, he can go either way, okay? He's one of those people that, you know, they can sweep you up, sweep you off your feet, rescue you, you know, right off into the sunset. Or, you know, if it's like if you don't accept their advances, they're off to the next person because they have plenty of options. All right, that's the Knight of Swords. So this person may feel like, look, if even though you need to slow down and take some time, especially as a Capricorn, you need to take some time to think about things. They don't work that way, okay? And so they're bored. They're like, look, what is this break? What is this slowing down? There's nothing happening. And, you know, they may even feel like, okay, what else is out there? Okay, so I think you guys are both at a place, but in different ways of, you know, testing the viability of this relationship. All right, now for my singles, this just really means that there's not a lot going on in your love life, okay? And that, you know, are you really ready for a relationship, okay? Four of Cups. Also, for my singles, it could be that someone is offering you something. I feel like maybe for my single Capricorns, maybe a Knight of Swords is coming in to offer you something. And I don't really think you are interested in this offer. Okay, look at this person. They are not interested in this offer. Okay, not interested. So I think that is, or you're contemplating it. And I think at the end of the day, you're like, look, I know I've been single for a long time, but I'm not just about to jump at this particular offer because I don't think this is it for me. Okay, moving on now to your hopes and your fears. Ten of Swords. Okay, and maybe you're not jumping on this offer, singles, because you're afraid that you're going to be hurt by this person. Okay, you're afraid this person's going to use you and leave you bleeding out. Okay, and you might be right. So if you have that in the past, you might not have used your intuition, but the High Priestess is here to remind you that, you know what, you have that intuition within you for a reason. Okay, so if you are contemplating the situation, it just doesn't feel right, don't move forward. Because if you're afraid that this person is going to betray you or hurt you somehow, they just might. Okay? They just might. And don't let your, you know, don't let the fact that you've been single for a long time, which I don't feel like you're going to, but don't let the fact that you've been single for a long time, you know, catch you up in an offer that is just not suitable for you. Okay, now moving on to the outcome of this reading, and we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so the Three of Pentacles equals a lack of cooperation. This equals things falling apart, a plan not coming together. This can also indicate like one partner feeling superior than the other. All right, and so the situation just doesn't work out because one person in the situation feels like they are the catch, right? And the other person, they're making the other person do all the work. And I feel like that came up already, right, Capricorn? You are worn out and feeling overburdened because you feel like you're doing all the work in this situation. And you're dealing with someone who, you know, thinks that it's like you've got to take what they're giving you or miss out. And you're right now at the point where you're like, you know what, then maybe I want to miss this. Maybe this is not, this is just not for me. Okay, because I don't understand why I have to do all the work to prove something to you. Like, I'm, you know, I'm a catch, right? And maybe that is the, you know, that is part of your burden, right? Is realizing that you don't have to work hard to prove to someone that you're worthy of a relationship. Okay? There is nothing to overthink in this situation. If it doesn't feel right, it's just not right. If the person has presented themselves as something that is not for you, then there's nothing to overthink, right? There's nothing to think about. For some of you also, this can represent, the Three of Pentacles in reverse can represent blocks and possibly to third party situation. So there may be even someone from your job that is interested in you. Um, and I feel like for my singles too, maybe this person is someone that you work with, you know, and they're like coming at you and you're just not interested. Or your partner may have his or her attention on someone at their workplace. Okay. So Capricorn, what do I want to say to you? What am I looking at here? The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords could possibly be an Aquarius, possibly a Capricorn, but it could be um, another air sign also. Okay, the Knight of Swords. Swords are air sign energy. We have the High Priestess in the past. That could have been a Pisces or a Cancer, depending on, you know, who you talk to. Um, the King of... There's no king here. The Knight. We have the Knight of Swords. I already covered that. Oh, okay, that's it. There's the Knight of Swords, the High Priestess. So this is interesting because I talk about the combination sometimes and the things that have been going on. So unless this Knight of Swords is your Gemini, I do have Capricorns and Geminis that have been going through a situation for some time. So Capricorn, it seems like a lot of you are maybe possibly finally realizing that, you know what, this situation isn't for you. Because once again in this reading, what I always say with the Capricorn reading sometimes is that I'm looking for the cups, right? I'm looking for the emotion. And besides this Four of Cups, which is really not the best representative of the emotions, right? Of the cup suit, there aren't any emotions here. So it's like sometimes you might need to question your motivation. What is your motivation for being with this person? Is it a sexual obsession? Right? Is it like an outer attraction where you're not really connecting to your inner self and your inner emotions and not being satisfied? It may be a financial situation. Okay, it may be a situation, like I said, for whatever reason, you know, you feel like you need to work things out or make things work with this person, but I'm not seeing the emotional connection here. And maybe you're realizing that. Maybe you're doing a whole lot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it seems like for some of my Capricorns. So if you're in a long-term relationship, I think you're just at one of those points where, boredom kind of has set in. And it's just a reevaluation point, right? Reevaluating, okay, what do we need to do? And, part of this reevaluation may be realizing that, maybe your partner is never a part of this process. Maybe it's always you trying to reevaluate how to keep things interesting, how to spice things up, how to keep the love alive. And your partner is not giving that same effort in. So I think you're at a point of frustration if you're in a long-term relationship. Okay, Capricorn. So for my singles, you're at a breakthrough point, I think. This year is about wish fulfillment for Capricorns. It's about wish fulfillment. It's about living in the moment. It's about going after what you want, right? So I think that as a single person, you're no longer going to exert any time and effort on situations or people that you can already see aren't going to take you in a direction that you want to go. And I think you're right at that. Like, you're right at the crux of that. So I think that's why you even got the Seven of Pentacles, because you're just like, all right, am I really at the place where I'm turning down offers? Yeah, you are, because you're not interested. Okay? This Knight of Swords, he might be charming, he might be attractive, but I don't think the Knight of Swords has the substance of that you're looking for. All right, so that is the reading. At this point, I'm going to do the extended reading in which I pull the clarifiers and try to pull this story together. And so if you're interested in that, there's a link down below of how you can access the extended reading. If you would like a personalized reading, okay, if you want something that is suited more to your particular situation, then I can do that for you too. You can email me at divinelovetarot@gmail.com. There's also information in the links in the description bar below of how to get in contact with me. All right, Capricorn. So I will see you guys at the next reading, and I hope you stick around and come back for the extended reading. Bye, guys.